Hey everyone, welcome to the Vince&Al Podcast. I'm Vince,
Yeah, Mal.
and this is episode 12. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, thanks guys for, going on this journey with us. To all the new subscribers, thanks for subscribing. We're gonna keep pumping out great content for you guys, and hope you're looking forward to this episode, because I know I am.
That's with me too.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm excited to hear what topics that you have been.
All right, well, I guess we'll jump right into it, and
Yep.
we'll see where we can go with this. I'm gonna roll a dice. Ooh, I actually got sneakers. This is interesting. Um,
Ooh.
So, just recently, Nike did an Off-White collaboration. Did you happen to see that?
No, I did not.
Okay. I don't know if you have like a laptop by or something. You can look it up if you want. Like
I'll
off,
look it up. Yeah.
yeah. So Off-White, it's just a streetwear brand similar to like a Supreme or a Bape. They have quite the cult following. What makes them iconic? Their logo is like a black square with white stripes going through it, and the brand name's called Off-White. Well, Off-White did a collaboration with Nike, and they produced, I think, a Nike Blazer High, a Nike Air Max 90, a Nike Vapor Max, a Nike Presto, and then they revamped the original Chicago Jordan 1, probably the most iconic Jordan of all time. And they did an off-white Jordan 1 where the swoosh was like on the sole. It was crazy. Um, Keep in mind, Al, that for instance, the Jordans they retailed I think for 220, and I watched a pair on eBay the other day sell for around 4,500.
Oh
Now,
wow.
now the pretty much the entire collection released only in stores in New York at Off-White store. So you couldn't get them through online. You have to have a backdoor plug to be able to get you the shoes, and have them reserved and all that. So that's a part of the shoes I don't like is that they don't make everything available to everyone because then you have no other choice but to pay those crazy prices in order to get the shoe. I kind of wanted your take on that. What do you think about someone buying a shoe for around 100, maybe 200, and flipping it for thousands? Do you think that's actually good business? Or in your mind, are you thinking, dang, I'm never gonna be able to get my hands on those because no way am I paying that much money?
Um. Here's the funny thing. I'm currently in like a business class that I have to take for my school, and so this actually would be a good topic. My teacher loves to have discussions, so this is I don't know why I made me think of it, but um, in terms of buying it and reselling it for much more, I feel like as long as people are buying them, for me, from the standpoint of the seller, why not put them at that high of a price? I mean, for me, obviously, I don't know too much about this collaboration. I did look it up, and the shoes look awesome. Um, but if I already know that I'm never gonna get my hands on a pair of these, for me personally, I wouldn't really care. Um, I took it more from the seller standpoint, where yeah, the same thing applies with the Yeezys. They retail for what $200 to $350s, and you find them now for thousands. So I think that's just how the sneaker game works. I just think how that's how the our economy works. If there's a high demand for something, the price has to go up. Um, it just makes sense, especially with a limited quantity uh, in these off whites. So, like I said, this is from a seller standpoint. It makes sense. I know you. I'm sure you want to get a hand on a pair of those shoes. So I see your frustration on that, but for me, that's where I come from.
For me, I think getting in, and I actually love what you said, by the way. To me,
That makes sense.
if you want to become a true sneakerhead, if you really want to, unfortunately, pay, money to get shoes just to want another pair after that, and you're never truly content with one pair, it could be a blessing or a curse. Um, but they call it the sneaker game for a reason. It's not, for me, it's a passion. I'm content with any pair I have, and I'll love them and I'll treat them well. But at the same time, it's a shoe. I'm gonna wear it. It's gonna get beat up. But they call it a game for a reason because there's so much you have to keep up with. If you wanna always have the newest stuff, it's not that easy to get stuff online. I mean, if stuff sells out in seconds, similar to concert tickets, you might be familiar with the concert bot, BOT. It's
Yeah.
you know what those are, but for the people that don't know, a bot is it's something that you buy and it's a pre-registered um almost like device that you pay for, and it's gonna I can't really explain it, but it's on your computer and it'll click like the refresh and the buy button and type in your credit card number and all that, all when the stuff drops. So you're like one of the first people to get it. And I think for the Off-White collection, sneaker bots were like $500. That's quite the investment, just for this little
Yeah.
collection. But if you know it's gonna resell, then it's worth it. But quite frankly, I don't have $500 to buy on a bot just to flip it for 1,000. So it is called the sneaker game for a reason. There's just a lot you have to keep up with. But for me and for Al, I'm just looking for a good deal. If I go into the outlets, I'm able to find something and I like it, I'm content with that. I don't need the Nike Off-White collection that's worth thousands to make me happy. So for me, my stance on it is, look, if people are doing this and they're making money, and they are because people are buying this stuff, good for them. It's up to those people that are dishing out the $1,000 to say, is this really necessary? To spend $1,000 on shoes when other people need $1 for a meal every single day. Little things like that just makes you wonder sometimes. Um, but I have a couple friends that buy and resell shoes. I'm one of those people, but when I resell my shoes, it's a very fair price. I set it below retail so people are still getting a deal, and it's also way better than any eBay price. That way people are still getting a deal out of it. And I'm not completely swindling them, but I'm still making a profit. But with that, if that means I'm able to have enough money to get my parents a gift for their birthday, then yeah, it's well worth it for me. Um, so I guess it's just I don't really know where I'm going with this. It's just like I don't know. I guess it's controversial. Um, you know, it's wow. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words right now. Um,
No, I like where you're going with that. I think there's a deeper meaning to everything, and we always find a way to uncover that. I think.
I don't know. You're being a little too kind right now.
No, but no,
uh,
for real though. I really don't have much to say. Like I said, I don't really know much about the collab.
yeah,
I, um, obviously, it's not one of those bigger collaborations that I know about.
yeah,
But it, Nike is Nike, and it's kind of like Supreme. You slap the Nike symbol on it, the price is gonna jump up. Slap the Supreme logo on it, the price is gonna jump up. So, that's really all I have to say. I mean, I would disagree with, like I said before, the people jacking up the prices because, well, if there's a high demand, there's nothing wrong with putting the prices up. If people are buying it, keep the prices going up. So
yeah,
I get, with the sneaker game, the importance, or not the importance, but the want and the dash to have the top sneakers, the newest sneakers. Yeah, that's all I really have to say.
I was gonna say, with sneakers, there truly is a culture behind it. Because you're not only buying a Nike shoe, if you're buying the Jordan, you're also buying the history of a Jordan, and you're also paying for Off-White and their brand. There's a reason why collaborations go for so much because it's not only a shoe, it's an art piece. Um, so if you want to look at it that way, you're paying for a piece of art and you're paying for something that you can wear. So, if those people that are paying that much feel that price is reasonable, then all the power to you. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
with that, I think it's kind of a one and done topic. I think we're on the same page. So I'm gonna roll my dice and see what I get next.
All right.
Okay, I got wild card.
Wild card.
I have to think about this because I have like three topics I'm trying to balance here. They're all pretty solid, I think. It's just a matter of choosing one. Give me 2 seconds. All right, I'm gonna go with something that's a little bit relatable. Um, I'm not really like asking for names. I just want to know if you've ever been put in this position. Have you ever gone out of your way to impress a girl?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Guilty.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I was curious. Have you ever like dressed differently just so a girl would notice?
I am also guilty of that.
All right. When you listen to music, do you think about a certain somebody if the song relates to that?
Yeah,
All right.
it does.
All right.
I
So,
can give an example too.
okay, hit me up.
See you again. Always think of my boy Vince.
That's right. That's so true. Um,
Songs are powerful. I think.
Absolutely. So, with what you just said, songs are powerful. There was a little movie that came out last year, and when I say it was little, it was really little. I think it opened in like maybe 100 theaters, U.S. statewide. So it was really small. It was at an independent film festival. I think it was at the Fandango Film Festival in Sundance, maybe. Um, they have a bunch of unknown actors except for maybe two. The movie's called Sing Street. Sing
Hmm.
Street is the name of the band that this group of boys come up with. It's not like your Lemonade Mouth, which that's actually a decent movie. It's
It
not.
wasn't that. There's a story behind that too. I'm not sure if
th-
you want to talk about that one, but
Yeah,
let's get to your topic.
if we're doing good on time, we can talk about it. Um, there, it's probably the most human story I guess I've ever seen. There's a boy. He transfers to a new school. Kind of reminds me of you and I a little bit. And
Yeah.
he does not know where he fits in. I think you and I kind of know where we fit in, but there's some questions here and there. It's just a matter of he moves into this new school, doesn't really know what friends to make. He doesn't know anybody. It's a private school, all boys, so everyone's kind of mean towards him. And the teachers easily take advantage of this kid. And the kid's name in the movie is actually it's really it's actually I think his name's like Ferdia. So if I'm like
Ferdia, yeah.
if I,
Ferdia Wash Pilo.
there you go. So if I'm not, calling him by his real name, that's why, 'cause it's kind of hard to say. But essentially, it's about he at his private school. There is like an orphanage for girls across the street. How perfect is that lined up?
Yeah.
Um, and when he, walks by school every day, he sees this fairly attractive girl. And she just hangs out on her doorstep. She's obviously trying to call attention over to like some of the boys. But at the same time, she plays hard to get and wants nothing to do with them. So the boy flat out says, "Do you want to be in our first music video for my band?" She's like, "Oh, you're in a band. That's great." Turns out he was lying. He was never in a band, but he loves music and he knows he has the talent to make this band be possible. So with a couple boys from school, he ends up assembling this band. And what really makes this movie fantastic is it's everything I asked you. How far he's willing to go just to make things happen with this girl. There's a scene that I think will break anyone's heart. It's halfway through the movie, so it's not a major spoiler, but the girl ends up like moving. Like she just moves out of nowhere, gave Ferdia like no sign at all. Can you imagine if like the girl you liked or just even a girl that you're friends with just ups and moves and you never see her again?
Sad.
Now there is a second half to the movie and it's pretty good, but that would make me have a loss for words. And I think that there's something so human behind that, especially after all this work that he put into it. But probably the greatest thing about this movie is not only the acting, but the songs are actually really good. I think half of the songs are in my everyday playlist. It's something that's worth listening to. The movie was almost up for Best Picture at the Oscars, but it was snubbed for another movie, and that's all right. All movies are subjective. Um, but it's almost like Lemonade Mouth, I guess, if you want to compare it to something else, but more grown up, but dealing with younger kids. It just reminds me of everything I thought of like when I was liking a girl when I was little, and like kind of what it's developed into what it is now. It's an odd movie because everyone speaks in like a really thick Scottish accent. So it's kind of hard to understand everyone. But for what it's worth, it's really good. You know, I have an older brother. You have a younger brother, and the main character in the movie, he has an older brother that's a great influence on him. At the same time, he's kind of down in the dumps on his life, and it's a system of them trying to lift each other's spirits. And through this entire journey that they're on, and it's I don't know, I feel like I like this movie so much because it appealed to me, especially at my age I am right now, and it was quite a good watch. It's currently on Netflix. I ended up hearing about it before it was on Netflix, and I rented it. So I don't know if you have some spare time this weekend, it might be a good watch.
Who knows? I might watch it after we record this podcast.
Yeah, I think you'll definitely be tapping your foot to the music. It's pretty solid. But I guess my whole point of bringing this up is if you answered my question that's relatable, sometimes relatable movies are the best types of movies. You can't really relate to a superhero movie. You just like them because they're good action. I like them because they're good action and it's a great story. Um, but for me, this is that movie where I actually get engaged because I feel like I'm right there with everyone because I feel like I've gone through those experiences too.
Yeah, and it's to see someone or the character, the actor in the movie that's going through a similar or a very or the same situation that you're going through, and you see how they respond to it. And I totally relate with what the plot of that movie. Kind of. Obviously, I don't have an orphanage right across the street from my school, and I'm not in an all-boys school, thankfully.
Yeah.
But there are perspectives, or there are aspects of that movie that I can relate to. And with your question of me going out of my way to impress a girl, I think that's just how we're made. Um, I don't know. You could look at nature where there's a certain kind of bird that has to perform a particular dance and make like a certain noise to attract the female. Obviously, we're not animals, but it's kind of a natural way of us going about things. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I know I said guilty, but I think it's something we've all kind of been through. And I know girls have done the same thing trying to attract guys. So,
Oh yeah. Like I said, the movie's not for everyone. Everyone talks in a really thick accent. It can be hard to understand, and there's definitely some uncomfortable parts of the movie, no doubt. And it's also set in the 80s. So
okay.
it kind of transports you to a different time, but it's a good watch. But yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Is it a sad movie?
Um, like I said, I was kind of sad halfway through it, but it's has a happy ending, I guess.
Okay, that's good. All right.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I just didn't know how I wanted to end my night. Whether
it's
I
not
go
a
to bed crying or
it's not a complete downer, I'll tell you that much. But
okay.
there's
All right.
other
Well, I'm looking forward to listening to it.
yeah, there's other things I can relate to about it. But it's you might have to watch it to and I'll call you about it some other time, and I'll just talk about it because I don't know if it's like a
All
movie
right.
that we could do a straight up review on, but it's great. But I know we're running kind of long on time here, so I have a quick quote. Um, Common sense is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden.
Can you repeat that? Common sense is
Yeah. All right. Common sense is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's.
makes sense.
I think a lot of people like, especially common sense can just be thinking something through before you say it. I think that's something that everyone needs to work on, including myself. Um, so I feel like that one would appeal to most everyone.
I think we could be really quick to judge. Say, oh, okay, this person doesn't have common
Oh,
sense.
yeah, that was a little plug there, wasn't it, Alan? Al,
What?
that was like a quick plug to not judge a book.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't
I
resist.
see. I couldn't resist. You guys make sure you listen to Midweek Segment number 5. All right. Anyway, but with that, yeah, like it's quick to judge people, but the funny thing is, you're judging someone for the same thing that that you have, it's for the same issue or whatever.
Right.
But with the self, what was the word again? I completely blanked out of my mind.
What was the quote again?
No, yeah, what was the first 2 words?
First two, common sense.
Common sense. Okay, sorry, I blanked.
Dude.
Common sense.
You're good. You're good.
I think, especially as a high schooler, it's something that really lacked in high school and just the world in general. That's all I really got to say about that one. But that quote does make sense.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. Like Al mentioned, be on the lookout for Al's midweek segment. What is this? This will be your 3rd, right?
It is, yeah.
That's so exciting. It's gonna be a 2-parter. He's gonna touch on something, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. But it's gonna be cool. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Al, anything else you want to say?
No, just make sure. I don't know. Just thank you for being part of our family. Thanks, guys. See ya.
That's true. See you guys.